Welcome back to Judge It, where we don't just tell stories, we rip them apart, piece by jagged piece. I'm your host, here to drag you into the murky depths of justice, and if you're new, hold tight. This one's a roller coaster. Today, we're cracking open Hidden Tales, Episode 5. Did he really kill her? A true crime puzzle that's got more twists than a snake in a blender. A woman's dead, a man's behind bars. But the truth? Slippery as hell. This case'll make you question everything. Guilt, innocence, the whole damn system. Ready to get lost in the fog? Let's roll. It's 2008, a sticky July night in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the kind where the heat clings like a bad memory. Lisa Monroe, 29, a nurse with a laugh that could melt ice, vanishes after her shift at St. John's Hospital. 2 days later, she's found in a ditch off Route 66, throat slashed, hands bound with duct tape. Cops call it personal, too vicious for random. Her husband, Darren Monroe, 34, a quiet mechanic, becomes suspect number 1. They'd been fighting, neighbors say, yelling, doors slamming. He's arrested within a week, bloody shirt in his truck, her DNA on it. Case closed? Not even close. Here's the hook. Darren swears he's innocent, says he found her already dead, tried to save her. The shirt? He hugged her body, sobbing, before calling 911. No witnesses, no murder weapon. Just his word against a mountain of blood. Tulsa PD's got him pegged. Jealous husband, crime of passion. He's convicted in 2010, 25 to life. But 15 years later, this case still festers. Why? Cracks in the story, whispers of doubt. The Innocence Project says 1 in 9 death row inmates might be innocent. Darren's not on death row, but the math's close enough. Did he really kill her, or did they lock up a grieving man? Picture this. Tulsa's a sprawl of oil money and rust, 2008's recession biting hard. Lisa's a bright spot, works doubles, loves her kid, a 5-year-old daughter, Mia. Darren's steady, fixes cars, not much for words. Their marriage, rocky, money tight, Lisa's late shift sparking fights, the crime scenes grim, roadside weeds, Lisa's scrubs torn, blood soaking the dirt. Darren's truck's parked nearby. He's pacing, frantic, when cops roll up. "I found her like this," he cries, hands red. The shirt's damning. Lab says her blood, his sweat. But no knife, no tape roll, no motive beyond they argued. Now, the itch starts. Lisa's co-workers say she'd been edgy, mentioned a patient, some guy, aggressive, discharged days before. Darren backs it. She was scared, wouldn't tell me why. Cops shrug, no record, no leads. The trial's a steamroll. Prosecutor paints Darren as a control freak, jury buys it. His lawyer's a rookie, flounders, can't explain the shirt without sounding desperate. Tulsa's murder rate's up 412 that year, FBI stats, so pressure's on. A 2019 study from the National Registry of Exonerations says 40% of spousal murder convictions hinge on circumstantial evidence. 40%. Darren's in that gray zone, and it's suffocating. So Lisa's dead, Darren's caged, and the dots don't quite connect. The bloody shirt screams guilt. But where's the weapon? Why's her fear ignored? Was it rage or a setup? This case haunts because it's messy. Love, loss, and a system that loves a quick win. The daughter, Mia, grows up with a dad in prison, a mom in the ground, and questions no one answers. Did Darren snap, or did someone else slip through? We're just warming up, and trust me, this rabbit hole's deep. Stick with me, because the next twist might flip everything you think you know. So Darren Monroe's in cuffs, Lisa's in the ground, and Tulsa's ready to call it a day. But this story's just revving up. The investigation's a sprint, not a marathon, and the cracks are already showing. Cops zero in on Darren fast. Bloody shirt, loud fights, classic husband did it vibes. They search his truck, find nothing else. No knife, no tape, just that damn shirt. Detective Mike Rollins, lead on the case, tells the press, "It's clear as day. He lost it, killed her." Clear? Maybe if you squint. Ever wonder why police close 63% of murders with an arrest, per 2008 FBI stats, but half those cases lean on one piece of evidence? Darren's that half, and it's shaky. Let's rewind. Lisa's last shift ends at 11 p.m., July 14th. She texts Darren, "Home soon," at 11:05. By 11:45, she's not there. Mia's asleep, Darren's pacing. He calls her, no answer. At 1 a.m., he drives out, finds her off Route 66, dead. 911 logs his call at 1:17, voice breaking. "She's gone. Help me." Cops arrive, see the shirt, and it's game over. Darren says he held her, tried CPR, blood's from that. Plausible? Sure. Convenient? Too much for Rollins. The autopsy's quick, throat slashed, time of death around midnight. Darren's window's tight, 45 minutes to kill, dump, and find her. Possible, but tight as hell. Here's where it gets juicy. Lisa's phone's missing. No trace, no pings. Her coworkers spill. That patient, the creepy one, had been hanging around. "Big guy, suit, maybe 40, one says. Asked her out, got mad when she said no." Darren told cops the same. Lisa mentioned him, sounded spooked. Rollins writes it off. No name, no proof. Really? A 2015 DOJ study says 30% of female murder victims knew their killer outside family. Stalkers, exes, randos. Lisa fits, but Darren's the low-hanging fruit. Ever notice how cops love a suspect who's already in the frame? The evidence piles up or doesn't. The shirt's the star, but no murder weapon turns up. Darren's truck's clean, house too. No blood spatter, no tape scraps. Rollins leans on a neighbor, Mrs. Carter, 60, nosy type. They fought all the time, she says. He'd yell, she'd cry. Motive, check. But another neighbor, Jake, 25, says, Darren was chill, Lisa was stressed. Work, not him. Jury won't hear Jake. Carter's the witness. Selective storytelling? You bet. A 2020 University of Chicago study found witness bias sways 25% of murder trials. Darren's sinking and the water's cold. Then a curveball. Lisa's scrubs have a hair. Not hers, not Darren's. Lab says it's male, brown, no DNA match in the system. Rollins shrugs. Could be anyone's contamination. Could be sure. Or could be the guy in the suit. Darren's lawyer, a kid fresh out of law school, begs for more tests. Denied. Budget's tight, cases solid. Solid like quicksand. The prosecution's building a castle. Jealous husband, bloody shirt, loud fights. Darren's defense? A whisper. Grief, not guilt. Ever wonder how much justice costs when you can't pay? Trial prep's a mess. Darren's stuck with public defender Alex Reed, 26, drowning in 50 cases. Prosecutor Karen Holtz, a veteran, smells blood. She preps Carter, skips Jake, and the hair, buried in a footnote. Darren's in jail, bail denied, $500,000, no chance. Mia's with Lisa's mom, crying for daddy. The clock's ticking and the story's shifting. Was it rage or a frame? That hair nags. Whose is it? Why's Lisa's fear a ghost in this case? Tulsa wants closure, but this feels like a lid slammed shut too soon. Stick with me, because the trial's coming, and it's about to get wilder. Did Darren do it, or did someone else cut deeper than we know? The trial hits like a storm, and Darren Monroe's standing in the eye, battered and blind. It's January 2010, Tulsa County Courthouse, a gray slab of a building where justice feels more like a gamble. The courtroom's packed. Reporters, Lisa's family, Darren's mom clutching a rosary. Prosecutor Karen Holt strides in, all sharp edges, ready to bury him. "This man," she starts, voice cutting like glass, "slashed his wife's throat in a fit of rage, then played the grieving hero." She waves the bloody shirt like a flag, jury's eyes locked. Darren sits hollow, watching his life get rewritten. Ever wonder how a story can convict before evidence even speaks? Alex Reed, Darren's lawyer, fumbles up next, tie crooked, notes scattered. "There's no weapon," he stammers, "no proof he did it." He points to the hair, brown, male, not Darren's. But Holt cuts in. "Irrelevant, could be from anywhere." The judge, Harold Vance, 60, grunts, "Sustained," like he's already checked out. Reed's drowning, and Darren feels it. 45 minutes to kill her, no knife, yet the shirt's all they see. Holt calls Mrs. Carter. "He screamed at her that night," she says. "I heard it." Truth? Maybe. Drama? Definitely. The jury leans in, hooked on her tears. Then, the bombshell. Holt plays Darren's 911 call, 1:17 a.m. Voice cracked. "She's gone. I found her." Holt smirks. Found her or dumped her? The jury shifts, doubt creeping. Reed counters with a timeline, Lisa's text at 11:05, death around midnight, Darren's call at 1:17. "He wasn't there," Reed pleads. "He loved her." Holt fires back. Love or obsession? She paints him as a ticking bomb. Fights, jealousy, blood. No mention of the patient, the hair, just Darren, the monster. A 2021 Northwestern study says juries convict on emotion over facts 30% of the time. Darren's living proof, and it's brutal. The defense stumbles on. Reed calls Jake, the neighbor. "Darren was calm," he says. "Lisa was the stressed one." Holt crosses. "You're his buddy, right?" Jake shrugs. "Kinda." Bias card played, Jake's toast. Then Darren takes the stand. Big risk, bigger stakes. "I found her," he says, voice steady. "Tried to hold her. That's the blood." Holt pounces. "Why no weapon? Why'd you wait to call?" Darren chokes. "I was in shock." The jury's cold. Shock looks like guilt when you're the husband. Ever wonder why innocence sounds so weak under a spotlight? Here's the gut punch. Reed digs up a hospital log. Lisa's shift had a guy, John Doe, discharged July 12th, flagged for aggressive behavior. Matches the co-worker's story. Suit, pushy. Darren nods. "She told me about him." Holt objects. "Hearsay." Vance bangs. "Sustained." The hair's back. Lab says no match to Darren, but no John Doe DNA either. "Coincidence," Holt sneers, and Vance lets it slide. The jury scribbles, but Darren sees it. They're buying Holt's tale. A 2018 ACLU report says 15% of murder trials ignore exculpatory evidence. 15%. That's Darren's lifeline, slipping away. The climax slams in. Holt drops a photo. Lisa's body, throat gashed, eyes wide. Gasps ripple. Darren flinches. Mia's grandma sobs. "This," Holt thunders, "is what he did." Reed objects. "Prejudicial." But Vance shrugs. "Overruled." The image burns into the jury. Facts fade. Horror sticks. Darren's shirt, Carter's tears, Holt's story. It's a perfect storm. He's not just fighting a charge now, he's fighting a myth. Ever notice how a picture can drown 1,000 doubts? The jury's gone, lost in Holt's script, and Darren's sinking fast. Day 3 ends, and the air's thick with doom. Closing's next, and the hair, the patient, the timeline, their ghosts, ignored. Holt's winning, not with proof, but with fear. Did Darren kill her, or did the system kill the truth? The jury's out, but the verdict's already whispering. Stay with me, because this roller coaster's about to crash, and you won't believe where it lands. Day 4 dawns, and the Tulsa courtroom's a powder keg, fuse lit and burning fast. Darren Monroe's fate teeters as closing arguments drop like bombs. Karen Holt goes first, voice sharp, eyes blazing. Darren Monroe, she says, killed his wife in cold blood, left her to rot, then cried for sympathy. She holds up the bloody shirt, lets it hang there. A silent scream. This isn't doubt, she snaps. It's guilt. The jury's riveted, Lisa's photo still seared in their minds. Holt sidesteps the hair, the patient. Why bother when emotion's winning? Ever wonder how a good lawyer can make facts vanish? Alex Reed stands, shaky but determined. No weapon, he says. No proof, just a man who lost everything. He waves the hospital log, the hair report, pleads, look at the gaps, not the story. It's a desperate swing, but Holt's shadow looms large. The jury's tired, faces hard. Darren sees it, feels the noose tightening. Judge Vance drones instructions, be thorough, but his tone says, wrap it up. The jury's out. 2 hours, that's it. Too quick? A 2019 ABA study says short deliberations favor conviction 70% of the time. Darren's clock's run out. The verdict lands like thunder. Foreman stands, voice flat, guilty. Darren freezes, Mia's grandma wails, Holt nods like it's routine. Murder 1, 25 to life. Reed slumps, Darren's led away, chains clanking. Lisa's mom glares, convinced justice won. But the hair nags. Brown, male, not his. The patient, a ghost. Post-trial, a blogger digs. John Doe's real. Mark Hensley, ex-con, stalked nurses, vanished after '08. Too late. Appeals crawl, 85% fail per Bureau of Justice stats. Darren's in a cell, Holt's climbing ranks, and the truth's a whisper. Here's the twist that stings. In 2015, a cold case in Tulsa pops. A nurse, throat slashed, same M.O. Hair matches Hensley's, DNA finally in the system. Darren's lawyer files a motion. Denied, no new evidence on Lisa's case. Hensley's dead by then, car wreck, secrets buried. Did he kill Lisa too, or was Darren just unlucky? The shirt says yes, the hair says maybe, the system says tough luck. A 2020 Sentencing Project report notes 4% of U.S. prisoners might be innocent, over 80,000 souls. Darren's one maybe, and it's chilling. So, did he really kill her? The jury said yes, the evidence said maybe, and time said too bad. Was it rage, a frame, or a rush to judge? Lisa's gone, Mia's an orphan, and Darren's a number? 784392. This case haunts because it's a coin toss, guilt or a ghost, and we'll never know. Holt won with a story, not facts. Darren lost with truth, not proof. What's justice when doubt's this loud? You tell me, did the system nail it or nail him? This tale's done, but the echo's yours to wrestle with. Hey, if this gripped you, smash that like, or don't, your call. Comment below. Darren guilty or framed? Subscribe for more. Judge. It's got wilder tales coming, trust me. Share this with a true crime junkie and peek our last video. It's a riot. Stay sharp, stay questioning, we're out.